The Council of Europe will open its regional office in Kazakhstan. It was announced at a meeting of the Council of Europe's Rapporteur Group on External Relations in Strasbourg. Kazakhstan becomes part of the Three Legal Instruments project under the Council of Europe as a result of a 3-year joint program between the Council and the European Union, which is aimed at improving the efficiency of the Kazakh justice system. Kazakhstan also discussed the upcoming launch of the second phase of the program, which will be implemented all over Central Asia. The parties also discussed on the details of cooperation to modernize the justice system and criminal procedures in Kazakhstan.
Эта программа была настолько успешной по оценкам не только казахстанских специалистов, но и
According to both specialists in Kazakhstan and the leadership of the Council of Europe, the program was very successful. Therefore, we decided to extend our cooperation and develop a new program, which will be focused in Kazakhstan as well as other countries in the region. The initial program is a prototype for the Regional Cooperation Program, designed for the period between 2019 and 2022. In 2017, the Venice Commission supported and approved the reforms introduced in Kazakhstan's legislation and constitution, which were initiated by the first president Nursultan Nazarbayev.
И, конечно, в Конституции, инициированные Елбасы Нурсултаном Абишевичем Назарбаевым.
We have a long-standing cooperation with your country, which started in '98. The first activity we had with Kazakhstan was an opinion on the legislation concerning the ombudsman in 2007 already. Then we received other technical requests for opinion. You know, I can say that in this last 20 years of cooperation, there have been a lot of progress in Kazakhstan. More progress on the path of a better democracy in the country. And this is our common goal.
Kazakhstan will enhance its support measures for local exporters to encourage higher export volume. A single window online service will be launched in April, especially for the traders who are engaged in foreign economic activity. Traders can use the new e-service to apply for permit documents and trading licenses digitally. The website also can be used to find out additional information required for the import and export of products. The traders can also monitor the stage of the service implementation using the single window portal, as the service is integrated with systems of government agencies. The single window service is a single entry point for companies involved in foreign economic activities. We ensure that the exchange of information between different systems of government agencies is done online. Meanwhile, the number of enterprises which focuses on export activities is increasing. There is a rise in the number of Kazakh companies selling wheat to China. At the moment, there are 105 Kazakh traders officially exporting cereals to the neighboring country. Pavlodar region has started exporting wheat to China in addition to North Kazakhstan, Kostanay and Akmola regions. We expect to receive reports from another 2 regions in Kazakhstan, particularly Aktobe and East Kazakhstan regions. All of Kazakhstan's grain-producing regions has the opportunity to export their products to neighboring China. Kazakh beekeepers are also planning to increase the exports of their products. Honey producers are working to export their output on mass industrial scales to the markets of China and the United Arab Emirates. A veterinary laboratory is expected to be opened in East Kazakhstan region at the end of this year. All of the products for export will be tested at the laboratory and will be sold abroad without the need to apply for additional certificates. We agreed to make a single website for the Eurasian Economic Union to exchange data in order for the southern and northern regions to be aware of each other's requirements. Kazakh beekeepers produce more than 15,000 tons of honey every year and export half of their output overseas. Kazakh and South Korean healthcare professionals are set to strengthen cooperation. The parties have prepared a collaboration plan for the upcoming several years. According to specialists, the two countries stepped up their cooperation over the recent years. There are currently 3 Korean clinics in Almaty and more centers are being constructed in other regions. Kazakh surgeons perform complex surgical operations in partnership with their Korean colleagues. During South Korean President Moon Jae-in's upcoming visit to the Kazakh capital, the parties are expected to sign a document on the enhancement of cooperation.
한국 정부가 지원하는 의료기관이
We will continue expanding bilateral cooperation. During South Korean President's visit to Kazakhstan, we are planning to sign a memorandum, which is a cooperation roadmap between the governments.
지금 악투베하고
Our hospital started the construction of a diagnostic center in Aktobe. We are responsible for the installation of equipment and software, as well as personnel training. Our hospital is currently looking for medical clinics in Almaty and Kazakh capital to open oncology centers there. South Korean advanced experience has been applied in Kazakhstan for many years. Hundreds of Kazakh specialists are trained in South Korea every year. Sabit Dosanbayev completed a long-term internship at a Korean clinic where he learned to perform robot-assisted surgical procedures.
Одан кейін мынау қатерлі ісік ауруларын анықтауда бұл жерде ерте анықтайды.
There is advanced medical equipment in Korea which assists doctors during surgical operations and helps identify malignant tumors at an early age. I hope that I will be able to apply the experience gained here.
Осы жақта үйренгенімді сол жақта жүзеге асырамын.
The countries also reach agreements in education sector. Korean doctors will conduct classes at Kazakhstan's largest medical university. The parties are also negotiating the possibility of opening a rehabilitation department at the Asfendiyarov Kazakh National Medical University. According to the university's deputy rector, after learning the South Korean experience, the medical university is set to be transformed into a large medical facility where they will teach doctors, treat patients, and conduct research work. The university will also establish its own clinic. South Korean doctors are expected to take part in its construction. Our next step is to construct a large university clinic. At the moment, we are negotiating the ways to set up a rehabilitation department in our medical universities, and our Korean partners could help us in its establishment. Experts believe that fostering friendly relations between the countries played a key role in the development of the Kazakh-Korean cooperation in many sectors, including healthcare. Kazakhstan is one of the first Central Asian countries to establish diplomatic ties with South Korea. Jury of the Smart Joly acceleration program has selected 10 winning teams. The projects undertaken by the participants will be presented on May 24th to 25th at the largest startup platform in Singapore. For 3 years, the acceleration program under the First President Foundation has given opportunity to young Kazakhs to showcase their projects to the world and to find venture capital investors. This year, 60 teams took part in the Smart Joly program with over 250 participants from different regions in Kazakhstan. We create biometric ATMs and biometric identification system. We can scan the ID, takes a person's photo, and we verify if it's the same person who provided the ID. The verification is based on the person's unique features. The system can be used for different purposes, such as security and any checkpoints for insurance companies. The presentation of projects in Singapore will provide the finalists a chance to not only find foreign buyers or partners, but also to attract investments necessary for business expansion. We developed a service to sell tickets to concerts, theaters, cinemas, and sporting events. The uniqueness of our project is that we do not take commission and sell the tickets at the cost price. The trip to Singapore is an opportunity for us to find investors and expand our service. We plan to enter Uzbekistan. In 3 years, 230 teams have participated in the Smart Joly acceleration program. There have been a number of achievements within the program. For example, one of the startups last year has attracted investments from Singapore Venture Fund, while another startup is listed as the top 10 projects in Southeast Asia. Uzbek officials completed the construction of the Tuya Bogis hydroelectric power station. The new plant, with a capacity of 12 megawatts, was built in Tashkent. The power plant is expected to produce more than 41 million kilowatt hours of electricity per year, which will provide power to more than 1,500 households. As part of a special program, the Uzbek government is planning to construct 42 new and upgrade 32 operational hydroelectric power stations in the medium term. The government of Tajikistan is considering to export the excess electricity produced in the republic to China. To arrange power supplies to China, Tajik officials are planning to construct 550 kilometers long power lines with a capacity of 500 kilovolt to Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. The new development is outlined in Tajikistan's Energy Sector Development Plan. Kyrgyzstan and Russia are set to establish joint sugar production enterprises. According to the parties, there is a common market within the Eurasian Economic Union where the movement of goods is not taxable. The countries are planning to coordinate the efforts of their producers to jointly develop the sector, and the business cooperation will help contribute to the growth. Production volume of agricultural products in Tajikistan is worth about $83 million in the first 2 months of this year. The value is 9.8% higher than in the same period of last year. Over the period, all farms and agricultural facilities in Tajikistan produced more than 922,000 tons of vegetables. Kyrgyzstan has introduced its nomadic culture to the wider public at the International Nomads Universe Ethnic Festival in Saudi Arabia. Concert performances were held by folk artists and dance groups, while at the same time, Salburun, or traditional eagle hunting, and Kokburu national game were also demonstrated. The King of Saudi Arabia highlighted the contribution of Kyrgyz people to the organization of the event. Representatives from other countries admired the performances done by our talented artists and performers. Our culture and Arabs' culture are somewhat similar, as they also show the true nomad traditions at the highest level. Executive Director of the production crew, Altinbek Maksutov, said that rehearsals for the event took 2 months. The performances of the Kyrgyz delegation were held at several venues of the ethno town, such as the Hippodrome, Main Stage, Ethno Bazaar, Circus, Youth Camp, Fighting Zones, Intellectual Game Area, Ordo, Shooting Gallery, the Archery Area, and Sculptural Platform. We were given a huge space there. We were allocated 5 different locations where we built a huge town. During the event, we showed our art, our culture, and the true Kyrgyz hospitality from dawn to dusk. Nearly 100 countries took part in the International Nomads Universe Ethnic Festival, which was organized as part of the Camel Festival. Kyrgyzstan was represented by a delegation of more than 1,000 participants. Books are considered as a valuable storage of knowledge. Manuscripts are carefully kept and maintained. Due to its preservation, manuscripts can still be found today in the National Library of Almaty, for example. In the library's collection of rare books, the smallest manuscript, with the size of a ring, is Quran Karim, which dates back 17th to 18th centuries.
Бұл қолжазбаның көлемі 1 сантиметрде 1,5 сантиметр.
The size of this book is 1.5 centimeters. These kinds of books are called miniature books. Very often, they serve as a talisman, so the owners carry with them all the time. Quran Karim is kept in our box, made of silver. There was another lock. Unfortunately, it was not preserved. Every year, this unique book attracts more attention of researchers. The book weighs 7 kilograms. The cover of the edition is made of pelt of a bull, and the pages are made of high-quality material.
Алдымыздағы қолжазба бұл Фердауси Парсак.
This is the manuscript of the epic poem Shahnameh by Persian poet Ferdowsi. The poem was written in Turkic, possibly in Chagatai, and it was written in the early 18th century.
Жазба 18-ші ғасырдың басында жазылған болатын.
Other rare books are also stored in the Almaty library. Among them are unique manuscripts written by Ahmed Baitursinov, Bakhjan Jumabayev, and Yibrey Altensarin. Experts say that it is important to continue preserving the manuscripts for future generations.
18-20 градустың арасында сақталу керек. Жарықтығы
We maintain a temperature from 18 to 20 degrees in order to preserve the rare manuscripts. They are kept in special boxes. We make sure that the manuscripts are not exposed to direct sunlight because the light can spoil it. Rare books and manuscripts have always been a bargain for collectors. For example, the manuscripts of Quran, which dates back to the early 18th century, are worth 25 million tenge. Rare editions are taken under strict state control. Every book that is kept in the country's library is priceless. Young musician from Almaty, Sanjar Ali Kopbayev, received a present from the grandfather of famous Russian pianist Denis Matsuev. He surprised the maestro 6 years ago at the international competition Astana Piano Passion, when he performed difficult piano pieces. Then he won the second prize. A year later, he achieved the highest level. Since then, Sanjar Ali has been guided by the master. The master invited Sanjar Ali to the festival in Moscow, Voronezh, Brussels, and Irkutsk.
Есть старенький инструмент, его первый фортепиано.
His first piano is an old instrument. It is placed in the living room. However, in practice, the piano is unfit for tuning because the strings can burst. Now, I can say that the dream of the young musician has been fulfilled thanks to the master.
Можно сказать, исполнил вот этот мега-человек для нас.
The Zhubanov School for Gifted Children is Sanjar Ali's second home. He was 5 when his parents brought him there. He started singing classical music all day when he was only 2 years old. Initially, everyone was surprised, and then his brothers began to sing with him. The Kopbayev family has 4 sons. The mother says that they all became musicians thanks to Sanjar Ali. It was clear from the very beginning that Sanjar Ali is a gifted boy. There is such a thing when a child sits down and plays naturally. It does not happen to all children. Today, Sanjar Ali masterfully performs the most difficult piano pieces. The teacher says that virtuosos are usually adult musicians because over the years, only adults could master the technique perfectly. Nonetheless, Sanjar Ali received this gift from nature. Technically, it is not difficult for me to perform any piano piece. It is difficult to rethink about the piece philosophically, especially the sophisticated works of Bach. He has preludes, fugues, and sonatas. Therefore, first, I study the epoch of these creations in order to delve into the philosophical meaning. Soon, the capital of the Republic will host an international competition, Astana Piano Passion, once again. Sanjar Ali is invited this time as a guest of honor. The young pianist will give a solo concert at this prestigious event. Kazakh poet and writer Beimbet Mailin's literary legacy was discussed in Kazakhstan's National Museum. The museum's research library hosted an event commemorating the 125th birth anniversary of the outstanding Kazakh writer, who is one of the founders of the Kazakh literature. The meeting was attended by public figures, cultural workers, students, and supporters of the famous Kazakh poet and writer. At the event, literary experts spoke about the talent of the poet, writer, and playwright and his prominent contribution in the development of the Kazakh literature.
Цель нашего мероприятия – это популяризировать, познакомить, открыть с новой стороны.
Our event's main goal is to promote Kazakh writer and poet Beimbet Mailin's literary legacy and provide more insight into his life and career. Beimbet Mailin not only expressed his own ideas, but also reflected the Kazakh people's thoughts in his works. He is one of the few Kazakh literary figures who created works in a wide variety of genres and has always fought to protect the Kazakh people. In terms of the modern realities, Beimbet Mailin's works remain relevant up to date.
Если говорить о современности, то его произведения остаются актуальными по сей день.
As part of the literary event, the organizers exhibited Beimbet Mailin's prominent books in the library hall. Moreover, young participants recited excerpts from the poet's best patriotic works. Meanwhile, the event facilitators are planning to start holding such poet events on a regular basis. The next meetings will be dedicated to the works of other popular Kazakh writers such as Sakyen, Seyfulin, Ilyas, Jan Sugurov, and Turar Riskulov.